try this again. All right, this is Jonathan Harmon with the J. Harmon Home Team, powered by Keller Williams, with my buddy Lee Marbet here of the Rock Place in Smyrna. And we're still live, so it hasn't cut off yet, so that's good. We had a little technical difficulty. Take two, part two. All right, so we're in your yard here, and man, this place has gotten enormous. I remember the very first time I ever came here, and you guys had just kind of like this little area back here, one
little section, yeah.
Yeah, and you had a lot of stuff even then, and a lot of different choices. At that time, I got some cut limestone brick from you guys.
Okay.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Great.
Made a wall out of it. The wall, through no error of yours, it did not do well.
Operator error.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, absolutely. But I still have those bricks, and I've moved them to my other house, and I've actually used them for a fire pit and a couple other things.
Great.
So that stuff it was beautiful. So tell me about the Rock Place, man.
Well, we started in 2008, and that was in the height of the Great Recession. You know, so the good thing is nowhere to go but up. So
that's right.
So it was good. We pride ourselves, even then, was a lot of retail. We love retail, man. And so we started then. I've been in this industry for a long time, so I had to kind of knew the road that we need to take. And
what did you do before? You said been in it a long time.
Before I was in the wholesale. We're with a big River Rock quarry in East Tennessee, and had distributors all over the Southeast. So, you know, fell in love with the business, loved it. Always, my end game was always wanted to have a yard. And so the opportunity presented itself with the property, and so we jumped on it. And like I said, just kind of through a lot of work and a lot of years and a lot of learning, just knew the base product you need to carry. So that was great. Yeah. And knew the bulk gravels were going to do really well. So that was our bread and butter, man. That's where we started. And and just every year things add on. The market tends to change. You listen to your customers and you start bringing in things that what's trending. And
yeah, what was popular then is not necessarily now. And
absolutely, it's just like fashion. That's what I'm telling you. And
it is really.
That's it. And within 5 or 6 years, it'll swing back into circulation again. And
repeat customers.
Hey, man, bell bottoms will get back in. You know.
No, I don't think so. I hope not. Anyway,
you never know. So that's it.
So you weren't an installer before,
no,
right? But you did the wholesale work, and now you're doing the retail and some wholesale. I'm assuming
absolutely
as well.
Yes.
And you also got a pretty vast assortment of installers that kind of subcontract through you. Is that right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We, in our plan, even from the beginning, was to be a destination point. And that was our goal all along, is to have a lot of inventory. And I relate that to bananas. If you go to the grocery store and you see 4 or 5 bananas, you're not going to buy them. They're picked over. But if there's a huge stand of big ripe bananas, you're going to buy more than you need, you know, and that's us. You got to have the inventory. Yeah.
I was at Kroger the other day and there were no bananas.
Well, you know.
Literally none. I said, and there's this huge empty thing. And
that's
I said, where's the bananas?
No
they
good.
Said, we're out of bananas. They couldn't believe it.
You can't do that.
But somebody had to buy the last ones.
Well, that's it. And so you get left with scraps. And with us, we pride ourselves on a tremendous amount of inventory. And so what that does, that brings a lot of end users. Like, you're an end user, you're not an installer, so we want you to come here. And another thing we definitely pride ourselves on is customer service. We have knowledgeable people here. We listen to you, what you want to accomplish, and then once we figure out your plan and what you want to do, and semi of a budget, I guess, and you can do it yourself, we can help you with that, or you can get an installer. And so with that, we pre-qualify contractors that we sell to. And you can buy from us, that's great, but if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, we do not recommend you. And so we help team the end user with the contractor together, and that's been very, very successful for us.
Do you guys help with design and layout and that kind of thing, or is that you subcontract that out as well?
Well, yeah, we let the designer, or most landscape contractors will design as well. But with our design center we have here, our Belgard Design Center, that helps people just create the imagination. So you're not just looking in a magazine, you're looking at, like, we're standing on natural stone display right now.
Yeah, and it's beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. And then down front with our Belgard Design Center, it's enormous. And that way you can't just look at a pallet of pavers right here or in a magazine and imagine. You got to see it laid out. So.
Well, and that's what's really interesting about this, and paint selection in a house, and kitchen design and all of that stuff is, you go to one of the big box stores and you walk in and they've got, let's say tile work, right? To build a backsplash. They've got 50 tiles there. Okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Right? But then you start picking it out and you kind of stack one on top of the other. The colors look okay and all of that. But you walk away and then you look in a magazine and you're like, oh, well, I didn't even know I could do that.
Yep.
You know, and because you're limited on what they have.
Exactly.
So you show up to a place like this and you say, look, this is what I want to accomplish. I'm not limited by what you've got sitting on that pallet and that pallet and that pallet. You know the product.
Yes.
And so you say, hey, have you ever thought about, I don't even know what's possible. Right. So here's my vision, sort of.
Yep.
Right.
That's it.
And you might adjust that because you might tell me something that I didn't even know existed.
Oh, we do it 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Just because people don't know. That's what's unique about this business and about this industry is you don't see this every day.
Right.
And people see it maybe HGTV or do-it-yourself network, DIY. There's been
but
great.
It looks unattainable.
It looks way unattainable. And so that's where we come in as well to help them, if this is what they want, to understand what it takes.
Right.
Now, we can help them with a more, either, yes, that's what they want, no problem, or more realistic, hey, what about B and C? I know you want A, what about B and C that will look good for years to come with no maintenance? And so.
Well, and that's just it. So I've got this idea. It's this big.
Right.
How do I make it fit this budget?
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Exactly. And that helps the contractor too, because that's important for people to know that landscape contractor, they run a business. And so you may want this fireplace that you see in the background, you know?
Yeah, let me turn that a little bit.
There you go. All right, you
Check
may
that
want.
bad boy out.
That's it. That's awesome, man. That's a big custom fireplace, custom from ground up.
It's humongous.
Exactly. So you may want that in your backyard. You know, if people get excited, it's what we want. We got to understand that right there, with the wood box and the seating wall and everything, could reach $35,000.
Not to mention the amount of space. I mean,
Oh
if
my
I've got a 0.2 acre lot, and I stick this in there,
right?
I won't even be able to stand around it.
Exactly. So that's where you may need to move to a fire pit, you know, and so that's what we do, man. We'll take the time with you. We'll know what you're looking for and help what I call land the plane, you know, decide on what you want. Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah. I tend to do that, man. I tend to dream way up here.
Hey, we're dreamers,
reality
man.
is somewhere down in here.
Hey, man, I want a rock yard. Somebody's got to dream that up, right? So
I love it. I love it.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. So you guys opened in 2008.
Correct.
The absolute armpit of the market.
Yes.
You know, disposable income was at an all-time low.
That's right.
And this is absolutely something, you know, people do some of it because they need to.
Sure.
But a lot of it is disposable income type, dressing up, you know, staycation type stuff, right?
And, you know, what we learned in that time was, and that's why we love the retail end, is that people still had jobs. You know, most people still had a job.
Sure.
Okay. So if you have a job, like I have 3 kids, and so say we may not gotten the bonus at work or whatever, you're not making as much you did the year previous. You got an option. You want to go to Disney and drop $6,000-7,000, or, you know, what if we just stayed here and we did a project ourselves?
Yeah. And still drop $6,000, but now I've got something that lasts
exactly
indefinitely.
That's what we saw. People stay home. Because a lot of folks think that I get it all the time, that, you know, the people build houses left and right, y'all are booming. So we have nothing to do with the housing industry. Nothing.
Yeah.
So that's
interesting.
Most of the time it's people that stay where they are and they want to recreate their whole backyard.
Well, and, you know, this is a common misconception. You bring this up is, you know, you said 35K, right? If I spend $35,000 on this fireplace and all of this stuff,
right,
does that make the value of my home go up by $35,000? And the answer to that is no.
Right.
It does make your home more appealing. Right. And it does raise the value some.
Sure.
Right. But what it really does is it makes it a better place for you.
Right.
Right. And are you going to enjoy it for however long it takes to, in your mind, realize $35,000 worth of enjoyment?
That's right.
And then the added value to me is gravy. Right. Now, what it does absolutely add is curb appeal.
Absolutely.
Right. Which adds to that marketability, not necessarily value. They could go hand in hand, but they don't always.
And that's a great question. We get that a lot too. And that's why I ask people, how long you plan on staying in your home?
That's right.
I mean, if you have the cash to do it, and great, man, no problem. But if you're looking to raise the value of your home, that's not really what it's going to do. But I'll tell you what, like you said, the curb appeal to get that house sold at asking price with market value. Oh yeah, I mean, because outdoor living is becoming expected.
Well, it's
in a
lot
of homes. So,
well, and especially once you cross that $300,000 threshold in Rutherford County,
right,
you got to have something to appeal outside. Something.
Absolutely.
And an old wood deck does not cut it anymore.
They're not looking for a project. They're looking for something done.
That's right.
And that's a very, very good point, because we get it with folks with building a pool, in-ground pools, to, like I said, fireplace, grill stations. It's just becoming expected.
Yeah.
And, you know, like you said, you get the enjoyment out of yourself. So
that's really what it matters. You know, if you're only going to stay there for 6 more months, that's probably not the best way to spend your cash to raise that value. If you're going to be there 2 years, 3 years, you like being outside, you like cooking outside, you like entertaining.
That's right.
I can't imagine a better way to spend your money.
Game on. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so, all right. Well, what is y'all's real wheelhouse? Like, what's your favorite, personally, your favorite thing to do with your products? Like, what just makes you smile like a schoolgirl?
It's funny. My favorite thing is boulders.
Yeah,
I love boulders, because with me, with my being in the wholesale industry, I was a guy that went to property in the mountains and would make land deals to harvest, right? And that was fun, man, because it's kind of like gold mining, really. I mean, not that you're making near the money they are, but every boulder that comes out of the mountain is unique. Yeah. You know, everyone has its own different character, and
it's like naturally occurring art.
Oh man, it's amazing. And so when a load of boulders comes in, it's all mossed over and everyone unique. Oh, that's
so what
fun.
do you do with a load of boulders? You're like, what don't you do with a load of boulders?
Oh yeah, come on, man. But all right, so great example is in a landscape. All right, so people don't think twice about dropping $200 or $300 on a big nice tree, right?
Sure.
It's your centerpiece.
Yeah.
All right, well, that centerpiece, all it needs is one disease and it's dead.
Right.
Okay, you take a good character boulder as a centerpiece. I mean, $200 or $300 will get you a 1.5 ton boulder. That's a 3,000-pound boulder, right? That's your centerpiece, and then you landscape around it, because it's unique. Like I said, every one of them are unique.
Well, and does it also kind of create different environments for your plants? So if it's a tall one, you get some shade out of it, so you can do the moss, you can do some like a fern or something kind of around it, and then you can still landscape behind it taller, right?
Exactly.
So it I guess, for lack of a better word, it kind of anchors.
It does. Yes, it's the staple. That's your centerpiece. And then another one is, so many things you can do with boulders. Boulder retaining walls. You know, some very, very talented contractors call them live walls. And so they'll take the big square boulders and stack them for a retaining wall, right? But they'll leave like a 6-inch gap in between certain layers and fill it with soil, and then put another boulder, and they'll plant ferns in between, so it'll drape down. And that's art, man. That is beautiful.
That is. So then it looks more naturally occurring.
Absolutely.
But it's still serving the function of holding back whatever it's.
That is correct.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, really neat, man. So that's the thing. There's just so many. It's kind of like the peanut. There's a lot of uses for a boulder. So
yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah.
And what about? Do you guys get into, I guess, more of the sculpturing type stuff? So, for example, can you take a boulder and essentially drill it and make a fountain out of it, that kind of thing? Is that something that you guys can do? Or?
Yeah, we do provide that. So that's one of the rare services that we will provide, is drilling a boulder. And you can get basins online. We used to have them here, but so many things you can get online. And so we provide them with a website to get a basin from. And yes, we have the drill. We can drill a boulder, and yeah, you got a bubbling fountain.
So a basin, what the boulder sits in.
Yes, it's just basically like a watering trough, what it looks like from co-op.
Yeah.
But it is sophisticated. It has grates that go on top, and some will stand up to 1,500 pounds.
Oh, wow.
And so you set the boulder on top, and you take a grate out, and you drop your pump, and then just stick the hose in the bottom of the boulder, put the grate back on, put gravel over it, and it's a bubbling boulder. It's really cool, man. Yeah, it's neat.
I may have to look at
that's
one
it.
Of those. That sounds amazing.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. So I'm assuming spring, you guys ramp up. Is that accurate?
Spring is a big time of the year. That's when a lot of our retail kicks in gear, and that'll last. Now it goes all the way up through summer. I mean, you hit that little bit of lull when kids go back to school, and that's fine. But our contractor business we've been very, very blessed that it goes year round.
Well, and that says something about our area. It says something about the types of contractors we have, and honestly, it says something about your level of service.
Oh, I appreciate that.
If you get the contractor business, that means you're probably doing something right.
Yeah, we've assembled a great team, and that's what puts us different from others, is our team.
Yeah,
and we can service any contractor, any retail person, and that sets us apart, and we pride ourselves on that. Yeah.
So let's hit the high points. Okay. I know y'all don't just do rocks, right? So, and I'm looking around. I see rolls of matting over there. Is that like geologic mat?
That's used turf. It's
oh, it is.
that is turf that came off a private high school in Louisville, Kentucky. Came off a soccer field. Yeah, it just things me. I'm old ball guy and being in the ball field industry, and my dad as well. And
so, what are you gonna do with that?
Oh man, you be all right. Let's say you want a putting green in your backyard, you know, and a lot of dads like me. My son plays baseball.
Yeah.
You want to put a batting cage in your backyard, you know. That's just little extras, man. It's just neat.
That is cool.
Yeah, we sell a lot.
I wish y'all could see this. I may turn this around here, saying there is a massive pile of rolls,
and you can't see the rest of it from behind.
Oh yeah, oh I see. It goes all the way back behind.
It does. So that white truck is.
Yeah.
There were 9 tractor trailer loads of turf that came off that.
No way.
It was a lot.
That's awesome.
It was a bunch. It was cool.
So you guys do that. You have different gravel
yes.
that you can use from how big to how big?
You can go anywhere from 1/2 inch up to 14 inch. Just decorative gravels, man. They can serve any purpose from erosion control, like dry creek bed, all the way down to a walking path and in your landscape.
Gotcha. You guys have soil as well?
Absolutely.
Like silted or sifted dirt?
Sifted soil, yes. Another company of mine, we actually screen the topsoil in Spring Hill, and so we provide that, yes.
That's very cool. And, of course, cast stone and
pavers.
And natural stone both?
Man, pavers has been an absolute – I swore pavers off for years because it is a commodity, you know, but the more I learned about it, the more the market was going there. And when we started doing pavers, carrying pavers, it was incredible at the takeoff that had. And that's our big Belgard Design Center down front. Led us into doing that, and that's just helped even more. So
gotcha.
It has been amazing.
How many different varieties of pavers do you guys have approximately?
Let's say, I would say pavers alone, there's at least 25 different colors and styles. More than that, I would say closer to 40.
Wow.
So, yeah.
What about natural stone pavers?
Natural stone, we probably have 8 different colors and styles of natural flagstone. So, cool. Ranging from Oklahoma, Tennessee, a little bit North Carolina. Our decorative gravels range anywhere from Idaho, Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. So, Illinois. So, it gets pulled from all over.
Whatever rock you want, you can get it.
It's just got to find the right one. Got to find the pretty ones.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Anything cool coming up that you want other folks to know about?
We are continually expanding. We just added another acre to the property, so we officially have over 6.5 acres on this property, filled with inventory and displays. So and we're always changing displays, man. New things coming in. Porcelain pavers are becoming a big.
No kidding.
Yes, big.
Do you lay them like tile?
Yes, it's a 3/4 inch thick. So the porcelain is becoming more and more advanced to look like natural stone without any disadvantages. And
does it not get slippery?
No.
Huh.
No, that they've improved that big time. It's crazy what they're doing with it. And being able to different patterns and colors and
very durable, right?
Yes, very durable, and the price point's going down. So we're going to put a big porcelain display in. Again, so people can see instead of looking at a magazine, you know, it's
totally different. I mean, if I took a picture of this, right, and then you said, oh, well, that's pretty, and then you show up and you see the depth and you see the range of colors.
Yes,
you can't do that on here. You can't do that in a magazine.
You got to get out of the house, and that's what I tell everybody. We all do. People asking questions. We love questions. Email or call with questions, but we always end up saying you have to spend time if you're going to invest the money. You need to come down and take a look. Get educated. And make sure you're making the right decision. Don't be in a rush because stone's not going to die. It's already dead. And it ain't going to fade. So you're going to live with it for a while. So really, really encourage everyone to come down and make the right decision.
Outstanding.
Yeah, man.
All right. Anything else?
Man, I think that's it. I think it's great what you're doing. I think it's great for the community. And this is great, man. We love seeing that, getting exposure for everybody, you as well. And
I'm a fan of small business. I mean, I believe that small business is, I mean, not to use your words, but it is the cornerstone of a community.
There's no doubt.
And, you can have big box and there's a place for that. And there's places for all of that. But at the end of the day, this is the American dream, man.
It is. Absolutely.
And here's what I think is awesome is you're making a living for your family. But you're also helping every guy that works for you make a living for their family. And every contractor that subcontracts out make a living for their family. And then really for your customers, you're not making a living for them, but you're making a life for them.
Correct.
And it's beautiful, man.
It's the best part of what I do. It is a dream come true for me. And what you just said, it's the things that people can't see. they're the greatest.
Yeah.
And that's everyone here able to provide for their family. And like you said, and on down to the end user, putting in their backyard and having a dream outdoor space. And it's very, very rewarding.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And you're doing a good job, man.
Thank you.
You can tell you guys didn't see this, but when I got here, you know, your guys inside were awesome. They were energetic. It looked like they were, I mean, it's work, right?
Sure.
But it looked like they were happy to be here. It looked like they enjoyed what they do. It looks like they've latched onto your dream.
Yes.
And I mean, that speaks to your leadership.
Have a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you're not having fun, let's find something that you like doing. So
story of my life.
Amen.
Right there.
That's it.
I love it.
That's right.
All right,
That's
Lee,
it.
appreciate you,
Thank
man.
you so much.
Appreciate what you do. Hey, this is Jonathan Harmon with the J. Harmon Home Team and Lee Marbet with the Rock Place. You guys have got to come down here and check this place out. And before you do anything else, before you buy anything at one of those other places that will remain nameless,
Right.
come at least look here. You owe it to yourself.
Awesome.
So,
Great.
thanks a lot. Have a great day.
Thank you all.